Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien here on the morning of Sunday, February 11th, 2024, Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go 49ers. And today with a special commentary, and it's called The Solution to the Palestine Situation. And before I do that, I have a message for you Israeli/Americans and Arabs/Americans who are demanding that the United States do something about the ceasefire. Boy. Why did you come to the United States in the first place, whether you're from Jewish or Arab countries? Why? When you come to the United States, you are supposed to be American citizens. Those of you who vote. The Arab community, I don't know why you call yourself Arab community, I call yourself enclaves. Because you're supposed to be Americans. Okay? That's the reason why you're here and you're a citizen, because you're voting. That's an American. You have nothing to do with your ancestor home. If you're a resident alien, you still have to do with your ancestor home because you got to get a passport from them and visas to go to different places. So you have to deal with their embassy here in Washington, D.C. Same as I have to do with Panama. Do I send money to Panama? No. Do I go to Panama? Not since 2005 when my grandfather passed away. I have nothing left there. I made a decision back in 1979 to be in the United States. And I knew if I became a citizen, I would always be a, what you call, paper American, which I didn't like that. But I never put my views as far as being Latin or anything on top of the United States. I always followed the United States laws. I never went over there and protested against anything that the United States did because it wasn't my purview to do that. I'm a resident alien. And those of you who are resident aliens here from Arab countries or from Israel, what are you doing that for? The solution to the Palestine situation that was created by the partition back in 1948 is simple. The United Nations, even though it's a joke, not the United States is responsible for this, minus United States, Britain, France, China, and Russia. Saudi Arabia should not be involved. Iran should not be involved in this either. All those states should be put out of this situation. The two states that should steer this are Egypt and Jordan. Jordan, because it was part of the partition. It was Transjordan under the British mandate. Okay? And the Palestine situation. You guys created a Jewish state flanked by two areas that you put the Arabs in. Because you had so many on this area over here by the West Bank, and you had so many that were on the west side of Israel, so you moved them over to the Gaza Strip. You in the United Nations, your ancestors, did the same stupid thing in India. You moved the Muslims that were very populated on the western part, and you moved them and created West Pakistan. The ones that are on the eastern side of British India, you put them in a little area that you created and called it East Pakistan. And then you made it the country of Pakistan, East and West Pakistan. Why would you do something like that? Whereas you got 1,000 miles of Indian territory between the two territories. And the people were vastly different. The Muslims on the east side were different from the Muslims on the west side. They didn't like each other. Therefore, you had the war with India, and you also had a war between themselves in 1971 that created Bangladesh. That seemed to solve the problem there somewhat, except that Pakistan is still the Pakistan of 1947. A pain in the... and India is a pain in the... So you got two problems there today, and it works worse because both of them are nuclear powers. Ugh. See, Americans, this is what the United Nations that you created in 1945 cost. And then you did it again in 1948. God, you never learned your lesson, did you? You created the same stupid partition there. The answer to the Palestine is you can't do anything. Israel is a Jewish state. You can't do anything about that. You can't throw them out of there. Okay? So Israel will become Israel minus Netanyahu and his crazy things that he's doing over there. The Israeli people should rise up and say to Netanyahu, we vote you out of office here forever, from ever coming back. Well, he's old, isn't he? Yeah, so he shouldn't come back anyway. But you should vote a prime minister in there that's for the Jewish state. Okay? And you guys in Egypt and Jordan, you guys have a problem with the Palestinians, don't you? You don't like them, for one, and you don't like them coming into your borders. And the Israelis are pushing them all the way like Rafah. Where are they going to go? You got to open your borders in order for them to come across Egypt. Are you going to do that, Egypt? No. I don't think the President Sisi over there in Egypt, I don't think he's going to do that. But it's not a two-state solution as the Americans are trying to push. It's a three-state solution. Because the people of West Bank are different than the people in Gaza. And the only way you're going to do this, Palestinians, speaking to both the Gaza and the West Bank, is you guys in the West Bank, throw out the PLO and Fatah. Okay? The Palestinian Authority should not be ruling you guys. You guys should set yourself, like I said before in my other video, as a Switzerland-type state. And Jerusalem should be a united Terran city. And you know what Terran is. It belongs to everybody on earth. Okay? Terran. Should be governed by, oh boy, the United Nations. Ugh, do I hate to say this, but they're the one institution that can do this, I hope. And make it an international city. Israel doesn't have claim to it. The Palestinians don't have claim to it. Jordan doesn't have claim to it. It's an international city with heritage being that three religions grew out of that city. Okay? And in the West Bank, you guys become a Switzerland-type state, and you got a lot to offer in the West Bank because you have issues from all three religions in your area. You got Bethlehem there from the Christians, all kinds of areas in there from Mohammed when he was there. And, the Jordan River, which is where Jesus Christ was supposed to be baptized. And the Jewish have a lot of areas in there that are sacred to them. So the Muslims and the Christians. So you have a lot to offer pilgrims and visitors. Plus you also have cities like Jericho and other items in there that are ancient. And you had people that lived there that were ancient. Heck, you had the The Babylonians conquered that area at one time. That's the Second Babylonian Empire. You also had the Egyptians in that area, so you can go in there too. You had the Hittites for a little while in there. You had the Ottoman Empire, and before that, the Byzantine Empire controlled that, and the Roman Empire before them. See what I mean? You got a lot of history there. So exploit the history that you have there to help you get some revenue to support yourself as a state. As for the West Bank, you say, oh, we got nothing over here. Yes, you do. In the West Bank, you got the same thing. You just have to know what you want to do. Because you got Kadesh over there in the West Bank. I mean, in the Gaza Strip. It's a battle of Kadesh happened in that area there between the Egyptians and the Hittites. Okay. You also have the Phoenicians and the Philistines that were there. Now, the Phoenicians were a group that left that area and seeded colonies. 2 colonies are the most prevalent that Phoenicia seeded. One was Carthage in Africa, and the other one was Cartagena in what today is Spain. See what I mean? You guys can set yourself up like the West Bankers, but you throw Hamas out of there. Hamas can go to any Arab country that wants it. I don't think most Arab countries would want Hamas. Maybe Lebanon because they got Hezbollah, but then again, what would they do with Hamas? Tunis? Tunisia? Well. Libya? Well, no. Algeria? No, they got problems over there. I don't think they want Hamas over there, but there's got to be an Arab country that would want Hamas. Definitely not Iran. They don't like Hamas. They just give them money because they're making Israelis' life miserable. But like I'm saying, if you're Israeli and if you're Arab and you're protesting in the United States and you are a citizen of the United States or a resident alien of the United States, you have no right to do that because you came here for one reason only, and it wasn't for politics. You got thrown out of there or you couldn't live in your home country. That's why you're here. Okay? Because I don't think that you made the same decision that I did. Oh, I'm going to the United States. I came here for the same reasons you did. When I was growing up in my home country, I wasn't even liked, both in the territory of the United States or in the territory of Panama, because I was a traitor to both sides. At least that's what they considered me. 1, because I went to an American school. 2, because I was a Panamanian in an American school. See what I mean? So I had no choice but to come up here because they didn't know about that little difficulty down there. You guys, could go to a lot of other countries. There's a lot of Arabs that live in Great Britain or Canada or Western European countries. They can do whatever they want there. But in the United States, I say, no, you don't have the right to do what you're doing. Because there is a way of doing this, but you don't want to do that. A 3-state solution. Eliminate Hamas, eliminate the Palestinian Authority, and make sure that the UN is responsible for your defense if Israel attacks you. If you attack Israel, well, then the people that attacked Israel from your states should be under war crimes on the United Nations War Crimes Tribunal and not any other area. Same with the Israelis. If they attack you for some reason and they committed atrocities and killed you, your citizens, well, they are responsible to the United Nations War Crime Tribunal. This is your favorite alien. This is the only way to eliminate the disaster that was caused in 1948 by the United Nations. Good day.